I think around 13 is when I first got symptoms. Stomach pains, which are typical, but it didn't necessarily manifest in the way that doctors would expect. Like a lot of issues in regards to just like temperament, fatigue, mood. My name is Henry. I live in New York City. I live with my girlfriend, Lindsay, and I have celiac disease. The adjustment period was kind of rough. I think it also is just a disruption to life, and disruption in life in general is tough to go through, especially at the age of 14 or 15.
At 15, we had a child who was so malnourished because he could not absorb the nutrients due to the damage from celiac disease that he literally could not get out of bed. I spent as a parent about the first year just trying to figure out how to feed him.
As I think about the challenges when I was newly diagnosed, and particularly in the teenage years, you have to start making significant changes to your diet. You have to track things and be aware that if you don't, you're going to get sick. It makes you feel like anything from going to get food after school to like dating can become an awkward conversation.
I think the most common misconception about celiac disease is that it's not actually a disease, that it is a dietary preference, a food allergy, something that you can easily cure by simply not eating products that have wheat in them. It is one of the world's most common genetic autoimmune disorders. It is not something that you can grow out of, and the gluten-free diet is actually very difficult to follow.
Symptoms change with time with celiac disease. And that said, if I eat gluten at this point, which it's hard to avoid if you're eating out in New York City, I'm still gonna get those gastrointestinal discomfort, kind of the symptoms of food poisoning effectively. I do recommend symptom tracking to anyone living with celiac disease. Actually putting pen to paper, confirming the insights that you have hypotheses for is incredibly important, and then being able to describe that in a quantitative way to be able to say one-to-one, I ate this food Tuesday and Thursday, I got ill both times, I think I'm going to remove that from my diet. I give a lot of advice in the data. You should probably be more aggressive than you think that you should be in terms of telling people in restaurants, hey, I have celiac disease, can we change your gloves, can you use different utensils, if you're making pasta, boil a different pot of water than the normal pasta is made in. All those things that make you feel a little bit more comfortable. When I can buy ingredients, cook, eat in, I have control, I have a gluten-free kitchen, I use gluten-free appliances. That's a version of control. I think there's a lot of reason to be motivated, excited by where celiac disease has come from and is going to. I think there's just a general movement in terms of how the world has perceived celiac disease over the last decade. I have a lot of hope when it comes to what's on the horizon for celiac disease.